چرا با کردی؟ بخور دیگه. آره الان دیگه عرق کردیم نمیتونم در عرق کردیم باید دیگه بخور فوری سر
یه چیزی داریم کنم بزنیم بخور آقای نمیان یه بیم کنم بزنیم بخور بس بیشه سر دیگه پای دادی میگی بخور یه جوری آسان درست کنم
من سرس سر بشی چون بیا آقا بابای اون باش اومده اون سرسه بازی
ببین بیبی بود
نه میگه باباش
نمیتونست که چیز کنه خودش تنهایی بینه ما که این بچه فلان اینجوری نمیگه بابای
من هنوز کوچیکم
نه مشکل بزرگی نمیتونست تنهایی بره که با ددیش رفت نشوندش تو بغلش اون تو رفت
نه تا بریم
من بریم بوده
یه ذره
وقتی خواهد عرضینا ببینه که اینجور دست بگیرن نگاه کردم دیدم دومی دستی رو اینجور آویزو بگیرم داشتم سکته میکردم رفتم دیگه هم دیدم دست آویزو که رفت سومی هم دیگه رفتم دیگه داشت دستی میکرد دستی شده بود گرفتم قلبم داشت ما بریم اونجا بشینیم که اینا حضا شروع میکنم من نمیکنم بریم اونجا بشینیم میکنی؟
درست؟
اینو بلد نیستم
Go on.
دیگه. یواش با اون کفشا میخوری زمین. یواش.
دیگه دیگه
بده بده
این برگیزش نه نمزی برگیز
خاموش شد
همه جلو جای بره
بده من از تو بگیرم حالا یه خوده
اوه
میخوای ازت بگیرم
آیمکس
اینا ماله
نه اینا رو درست میکنن روشون میبندن که میاد بالا رو همه خراب میشه اینا رو روشون میبندن بعد میاد از اینجا از این زیر راه میرن روش بسته است اینا ببینی گذاشتن روشون میبندن
چه خبر میشه
سینما 3D عینک میزنن اول تو دنیا جمعش یعنی اصلا راه نمیتونه بره دیگه. بردنی هم که فکر نکنم بخوره. خودم امشب مکدونالد داشتیم دادی. دادی جان استخد رفتی تو آب شناده کردی. بعد رفتیم به یارو تمام فیلماش داری گریه میکنی. تو آینه میذاره آینه میذاره که چیز نکنه توی پشت ماشینش سوار میشه تو بیش اون که بسید من رو بوله رو نمیدونم اول دوله رو دیدم اون من بوده خودم تو شهروه دارم میشوزی تو شهروه اینم دیگه از اون بعد کلا رو دست چرا چی؟ چی اینجا چیستی؟ کسی از فیلم برداشت میکنم بگو بریم مکدونالد زد نفیمه بگو یه باشه بگو بریم مکدونالد این آقای اسمش چیه؟ همسه بغلیمون؟
به پلیس زنگ میزنم
نه بس خوش از من نمیدون میبرم
نه گفت یه بار بیاریم سمت من به پلیس زنگ میزنم من ازش خواهش کردم که نزنم یه میخواد چی کار کنه خودم از الان الان مکدونالد الان دیگه نمیتونی بری فردا
This is located inside the barrier reef, in a shipping channel 16 kilometers off the coast and 55 nautical miles south of Townsville. The Yongala was lost in a tropical cyclone in 1911, and all 120 passengers and crew perished. The wreck lies on its starboard side in 33 meters of water, with the top of the wreck in 15 meters. For historical value, it is now totally protected. It is relatively intact and has become an oasis of marine life. It is called home for eagle rays and the giant black and grey stingrays. Divers are able to explore parts of the wreck. Can you imagine the excitement of a night dive, swimming through the corridors and companionways? The lights exposing rich yellow Tubestria cup corals, the sleeping daytime fish, or perhaps a giant loggerhead turtle asleep underneath the bottom of the ring. It is possible to see almost anything, even these friendly little sea snakes. They are air-breathing fish and crustacean eaters. You may see them swimming along the bottom looking for tasty morsels or heading for the surface for air. We do not suggest handling them, but our divers show how docile they actually are. Like anything in the ocean, if you respect it and don't provoke it, it is usually quite safe. The Yongala is regarded as one of the finest wreck dives in the world.
سلام، صبح
undisclosed location, and we recommend that you only dive this historic wreck under close supervision. To the east of the Great Barrier Reef lie the reefs of the Coral Sea. These true oceanic reefs are exposed to the full forces of the southern Pacific Ocean. Famous for brilliant visibility, the Coral Sea reefs rise from the seafloor 2,000 meters below. It is common to find one reef 10 kilometers around, and then nothing else for hundreds of kilometers. The underwater is battered by the oceanic swells, and only the large, strong corals survive, and they are spectacular. Reefs such as Marion, Diamond, and Lebu are in the southern Coral Sea, and in the north are Bougainville and Osprey reefs. This is where the sophisticated liveaboard dive boats like the Reef Explorer and the Coralita take divers to enormous pink, yellow, and red soft coral trees, some which dwarf the divers and amaze the photographers. With such intense fish life, there are, of course, the sharks. There are no white pointers found on the reef. They prefer the colder southern waters. For those who wish to see this magnificent animal, there are limited great white viewing expeditions held every year off South Australia. Sharks seen in the warmer reef waters are greys, white and black tips, whales, silver tips, tigers, and hammerheads. Also found are the very timid and totally harmless nurse, wobbegong, and epaulets or leopard sharks. To help dispel the fear people have of sharks, we can set a shark bait. We can then observe their power and grace. And above all, it is interesting to note the lack of interest in those observed, while the sharks frenzy for the bait. Australia has been said to be the lucky country, and that it definitely is, with such beauty as the Great Barrier Reef and the Coral Sea. The underwater panorama of every colour of the rainbow is, well, as we said to begin with, to see, to experience, it is never to be forgotten. We must also accept responsibility for the protection and conservation of this grand marine life achievement. Please accept our invitation to view this infinite detail of tiny fish and coral. We hope to share with you our eighth wonder of the world for many years to come. your perfect holiday dream come true. A relaxed, friendly atmosphere that will soothe the mind and the soul. This is Woodlands Whitsundays. Here you'll learn about the simple pleasures. Get back to nature. Enjoying the break as it should be. No fuss. No rush. However, if it's adventure you want, there's plenty to shake out the cobwebs. The Whitsundays is one of nature's remarkable beauties. 74 captivating tropical islands lay basking in the silver seas. Like sleeping giants, the islands lie in calm waters between mainland Australia and one of the world's greatest natural wonders, the Great Barrier Reef. Stretching almost the entire length of Queensland, the Great Barrier Reef is one of Mother Nature's finest achievements, and it's the world's largest living thing. Beneath the surface awaits a frenzy of life and colours that will truly please and excite you. How you get to the outer reef will possibly be your toughest decision. Travel aboard in air-conditioned comfort of luxury fast cab, or ultimately by helicopter or float plane. Maybe you'll join a group of fishing legends in search of the infamous big ones. But the Whitsundays is not just about islands. There's good times to be had on the mainland too. If you want to see the best and you don't have much time, then choose one of the many tours. Get to know some of the locals and taste some of the local produce. But if your obsession is the little white ball, between the mainland and the islands, you've got it made. Can you imagine playing around on a tropical island? Go hiking into hidden places. Get back to nature and see the faces. Or if you want, do absolutely nothing. The Whitsundays is as diverse in accommodation as it is in natural beauty. From world-class 5-star resorts to secluded bare necessities hideaways, there's a price and standard to suit everyone. If you've had enough of the hustle and bustle of day-to-day routines, telephones and the city life, then here's your answer. Climb aboard a famous racing yacht for an unbelievable day of socializing and sailing to secluded islands. Or charter your own. It's your choice. Large and fast, spacious and comfortable. So you decide the way it happens best for you. Like many others, you may choose to join a skipper and crew for sailing adventures to waters once explored by Captain Cook. On these vessels, you choose whether you get involved or not. Now the question is, how do you get there? The Whitsundays is centrally located between Cairns in the north and Brisbane, the state's capital, to the south. There'll be flights to the Proserpine on the mainland and Hamilton Island assure easy access from ports throughout Australia. Or if you prefer, rail it, coach it, or drive it. It's something different for everyone. It has a special character and charm that is unique and captivating. The Whitsundays, Queensland, Australia.
No!
From stylish international restaurants to views and outdoor lifestyle creates a unique dining experience. On the southern banks of the Brisbane
اصلی برگشتیم الان که ماما جان صبحی صبح که بسته است.
Performing Arts Centre, and Brisbane's Convention and Exhibition Centre nearby is considered the largest and most modern in the Southern Hemisphere. Right next door lies Brisbane's largest inner-city attraction, South Bank Parklands, a whole new world to explore at your leisure. Swim at the beach, a stroll through the rainforest, relax at one of the old pubs, or dine out Brisbane style. All year round, Brisbane comes alive with local festivals and carnivals, bursting with colour and excitement. You'll love the locals too. There's some cunning Australians just waiting to meet you. Brisbane is the gateway to many nearby attractions. Our breathtaking the historic city of Ipswich and its quaint nearby townships brings some of Queensland's famous living architecture. Take in the
So, what brings you here?
Thought I'd say hello, see how the rich and famous do.
Like I said, what do you do out here?
Didn't know you were a music.
But I wasn't. I'm not going to insult me. Well, not professional. Or you can call busking professional. You might get us. If they want to give you a hard time about it, they have to talk to me first, alright?
Why don't you give me some money and I'll go down and get some hamburgers. I'll pay you back. Or even better, why don't you spot me 20 or 30 bucks and I'll go down to the supermarket and pick up some stuff. Yeah, trust me, do you?
It's not that. Look, I'm making scrambled eggs. Got tapes like downstairs and I'm finished. See you in a bit.
من که برنج پیس کردم نمیدونم چند تا پیس میکنم
من خیلی نمی‌کنم برای اینکه بعد وا میره وقتی خیلی اشکال نداره نه
میخواستم بسرم بیایی حالا میدارم علی که میاد بیشتر خب بهتر بکنی
من ساندویچ خوردم درست کردم با
going to?
Oh, we did that because it's free. It's Charlie cheap. Stop looking here.
Look, I'm sorry. Maybe we should just get them out of this.
Are you really feeling like that?
Yeah. Stomach. No.
I don't know what I'm talking about when you're wrong. I know what those vows mean, Amber. I know what it is to break them. And I would never, ever do that to my child or my wife. I promise. I am ready. Are you?
Yes. Yes, Rick. I love to marry.
اوه میگه با من عروسی کن. میگه آذری با من عروسی کنی. میگه آلا میگه خیلی دوست دارم که با میگه با من ازدواج کن. من قول میدم که با بچه‌م و تو خوب باشم و
Rich,
When did he call?
about 20 minutes.
After I left.
سالاد درست میکنی؟ بلدی سالاد درست کنی؟ آره چجوری درست کنی؟ خیار و گوجه و پیاز آره
He is for boss.
Anymore is not.
Oh, you expect Taylor to quit?
I quit for her.
میگه من بهش گفتم دیگه کار نکنه اونجا.
The guy is a lunatic, Lauren. I don't want Taylor anywhere near him.
میگه من دیگه نمیخوام تیلور بره نزدیک اون مرده.
Rich wants me to leave the project.
You told him about the hypnosis.
I know you asked me not to do
There's
that.
a reason for that, Taylor. People who are not in our profession, they won't understand. They believe every myth they hear. Take your husband, for example. He thinks I've cast some sort of spell over you.
What exactly did he say?
He thinks I'm trying to control your mind.
I'm sorry. I'll try to explain it to him.
But I don't think it would do any good. You know, he wants you off the project. He told me to find someone else. He said...
Written all over it. The boat had somehow made its way down the Australian coast undetected. Those on board then walked down the main road in suburban Tollways Beach looking for a cab. The local news agent watched in amazement. Customs officials were on their way. They'd been people down the street. The 9 people in the taxi were soon intercepted and taken in. Then the hunt began for their There were fears that still missing could be taken by crocodiles.
We would rather people were alive and
Chinese origin. Immigration officials. Adam Bolton News.
a Queensland mother has been reunited with her terminally ill son who
Okay,
disappeared during a hospital visit with his father.
Maybe go up and make it. That's another one. Clothes to bring her young son home.
Mate means I get him home and back to some normality now.
She was reunited with 8-year-old Mitchell last night, confident then as he was rushed to Elmsford Hospital to undergo an emergency blood transfusion.
Not easy. It was not easy at all, but I've got him back and he's resting, and that's the main thing.
Mitchell had neuroblastoma, or cancer of the nervous system. He was in remission until December last year. Now he has only months to live.
He's just resting. Yeah, he's resting and he's well.
Mitchell disappeared during a month-long access visit with his father on the Sunshine Coast. A federal police investigation was launched. The pair was found near Tennant Creek in the Northern Territory yesterday after a tip-off from the public.
I just like to, thank everyone who helped us.
Mitchell was discharged from hospital this afternoon. Lisa Goddard Rolls, 10 News.
Dramatic video tonight of a Red Hill shopkeeper who foiled an armed robbery by pulling a machete on his attacker. The would-be robber admitted his crime in Brisbane's District Court today.
A knife wasn't enough to persuade shopkeeper Jose Sanchez to hand over his money. Mr. Sanchez speaks little English but gave the armed robber this message loud and clear. He knows what a real knife is and he won't be trifled with. During a fierce struggle, the weapons slashed both men before the bandit beat Mr. Sanchez and fled. Today, 29-year-old Cameron Fleming from Paddington confessed to the attempted armed robbery in District Court and was given a 4-year suspended jail term.
The sore is very sorry Fleming dashed away from the scene of his thwarted attempted armed robbery to his home, where he confessed to his mother before dialing 000 and handing himself into police.
Sentencing Judge Eric Pratt said the shopkeeper fought back most courageously in an attack which would normally draw any robber a hefty prison term. But because Fleming has beaten long-term drug addiction and is no longer a threat, he'll serve 3 years strict probation. Sharon Marshall, 10 News.
4 people were treated for breathing problems after a chemical spill at Milton this morning. Buildings in Mainview Street were evacuated as experts removed the potentially deadly spill. Truck driver Peter McIntyre called the fire service for advice after being overcome by fumes from a leaking can.
The fire extinguisher said that it was extremely dangerous chemical, and if it had eruption it would kill us.
Dangerous, but still a mystery.
We had no idea, it's not even marked.
Emergency services took no chances. 21 firefighters in the chemical unit descended on Mainview Street. After a pregnant woman in an adjoining building fell ill, a number of premises were evacuated and the area cordoned off. Emergency workers then had to determine what they were dealing with. Fire officers wearing breathing equipment were able to enter the warehouse and emerged with code numbers from the 3 suspect 5-litre cans. Information that called for greater precaution.
They indicated that we had to go into a level 3 protective clothing, which is the yellow suit you've seen the people here wearing today. And anything that indicates level 3 has the potential to be very dangerous.
After consulting chemical experts, emergency workers determined they were dealing with epoxy-based sealers, glues and grouting agents that had a flash point of 32 degrees centigrade. The chemicals were contained and the spill cleaned up. A police and fire investigation has now been launched into how the substance was being transported.
Those truck drivers should have had a proper manifest.
A collision has caused traffic chaos on the northbound lanes of the Gateway Arterial. 2 cars and 2 semi-trailers were involved in the smash. A third semi ran off the road and into a drain in wet conditions. A mother and 2 babies were taken to hospital. The crash also caused a line of cars 600 metres behind to run into one another.
Queensland war veterans have reacted with dismay to a decision not to close nightclubs early on the eve of Anzac Day. They wanted the curfew to stop drunken revellers disrupting dawn services.
Derek Montgomery Campbell played bagpipes at Anzac Day dawn services for 34 years. And one of the last times he played, drunken routs upset the former prisoner of war.
Some of the visitors from the nightclub came around and yahooed and everything else.
One night even damaged the 82-year-old's bagpipes.
He came round and he pushed that into my mouth.
And it's disturbances like that Independent Liz Cunningham tried to stop with a move to make nightclubs close early on Anzac Day year. But Labor MPs voted against it.
Is that the final word?
Yes, it is.
The RSL is not impressed.
Oh, I'm very disappointed, we'll put it that way. And I'm sure that a number of my members will be more than a little disturbed over it.
But the Minister in charge of licensing, Bob Gibbs, says there were only 2 disturbances at dawn services last year.
2 isolated incidents aren't enough, I don't think, to justify changing legislation.
The coalition supported Mrs Cahnann's bill.
I believe that the government and the attitude of the Minister, Mr Gibbs, is an absolute disgrace.
And many people back the call for an early shutdown on Anzac Eve.
There should be a bit more respect for the Anzac, so yes, I think it's a good idea.
Last year, that's all.
We've got to respect the people who went over there and fought for our country.
Here in Anzac Square, the dawn service will be held at the traditional time, 4:28 a.m. But at Circus Paradise, it will be held more than an hour later, partly to avoid potential trouble with drunks. And the last word on what you can do is Last year's 10 News.
And you can have your say on whether nightclubs should close early on Anzac Day by taking part in our 10 News phone poll. If you agree there should be early closing, you can vote yes by dialing 1902 555 500. If you disagree, you can lodge a no vote by phoning 1902 555 501. Those phone lines will stay open until midnight, and the early voting results later in the Dozens of restaurants
given a
7:30 tonight.
No, but I'm thinking about doing it myself.
Will Val take Lost my job, the house, fell into debt, worked like a dog to stay afloat, then the car decided to leave it. Almost lost it then, but no one can finance except Second Chance Car Finance. They reckon if you've made the effort to pay your debts, then you deserve a second chance. Well, I thought that was worth writing about.
Second Chance Car Finance. Let us help you.
But that's not what it was. ببین اون خالصانه هم کار میکنیم تنبیه میکنه که پانیش نمیکنه بعد به خالصانه بگیم دوزا بیاد اینجا تو که اکنی که میاریم اینجا خالصانه هم بیاد اینجا
بعد مامان یکی گفتش که گفت شما بچه کجا
Tomorrow, this is half price. Great deals are amazing for this range. Fishing reels and combos. Get started with not bunnies and more. Plus, don't miss out on our hot summer clothing specials. Only at Amart All Sports. Open 7 days.
Exotic. Just peanuts, really. The burgers are better at Jack's.
For over 20 years, I've been wrapped in rugby. Now, I've achieved the goal I've always strived for. Queensland's biggest rug showroom at the Windsor. And we're voting in style. Top quality. Forget $4.79, just $117. $700 off. Yes, $660. A real grand opening special. Grand opening sales are where the real savings are in all stores.
And be one of the 10,000 people that carry the flame for Australia. Realise the thrill of achieving this once-in-a-lifetime Olympic dream. You must get this week's Sunday Mail. No one gets you closer to the Sydney Olympics than the Sunday Mail. Travel 4,000 years in the ancient past to witness the treasures of the legendary Egyptian pharaohs. Experience life and death under the pharaohs at the Queensland Museum for your chance to win 5 nights in the show from the show. You'll curse if you miss.
This is Johnny McCall. We're the hosts of Good News Week, the most satirical game show on television. A game show that's not about exchange of ideas. So join us.
So watching 10 News. There have been 60 more arrests on the picket line at the Gordonstone coal mine. It's the largest number of arrests since the union protest began last month.
Another angry standoff at the central Queensland mine. More than 200 union members blocking 2 busloads of non-union Rio Tinto labour. The police moved in to break the deadlock, making arrest after arrest. 60 were charged. Away from the guidelines, the war of words between management and unions raged on.
It's frustrating for us, I suppose, but it appears that all the judges at the Queensland Police are able to ensure that they are able to get out.
There's no need for what they're doing. They're trying to stop people going home from their families.
More than 200 union members have been arrested in the past month, a bail condition preventing them returning to the picket line. Despite the arrests, the union says it will maintain the protest until the dispute is settled in the courts.
They've got their day in court, and they should leave it at that. If they think this frustration is going to stop today or tomorrow or some other day, they just better forget about it. We will go for years if necessary.
The full bench of the Federal Court in Sydney will hear the case in April. Stefanovic, 10 News.
Brisbane Lions player Jason Ackermanis has been fined $350 for traffic offences. The Star Utility pleaded guilty to 3 charges, including driving without a licence and without due care and attention. Ackermanis was charged after a traffic accident on the Captain Cook Bridge last year. A woman in another car suffered minor spine and leg injuries.
Queensland has set an unwelcome record. Our prison population is growing faster than anywhere else in the world. The staggering statistic comes in a new report by the CJC.
More Queenslanders are being jailed per head of population than in any other state. A Criminal Justice Commission report finding that's 40% above the national rate.
What we've seen is a dramatic rise in the number of fine defaulters being admitted to prison.
It's been a 107% increase in the past 4 years. The Corrective Services Commission believes the jump in prisoner numbers was a world record for a 4-year period.
It's a shock to us to recognise that we, in fact, in Queensland are experiencing the highest increase of imprisonment in the world.
The state government is promising new rules which may involve suspension of driving licences for fine defaulters.
We need effective ways of getting people to pay their fines that doesn't result in people being locked up.
The coalition is poised to bring in similar legislation before last year's state election.
Our jails are not there for people who are non-violent offenders.
Although prisoners detained by corrective services are only supposed to spend the maximum 7 days in police watchtowers, the CJC found that was not always the case.
Because of congested jails, offenders in regional Queensland are staying longer than recommended in police cells. For easily overcrowded, the government will soon consider building another jail in Maryborough.
On Monday, I'm heading to Maryborough with the Premier
John Ross, 10 News.
Queensland's first Children's Commissioner may be known next week. Norm Alford stood down late last year amid allegations his government car was being used by a young staffer to sell drugs. The result of the CJC investigation are expected to go to State Parliament next Wednesday. Baywatch producers have until midday tomorrow to sign on the bottom line if they want to perform the gold. Despite growing frustration, the state government is still hopeful of winning out
غذا بخور دایی بینید میزنم تو گوشت تو ماشین میشه غذا بخور رو زمین بریزی بازم کدک میخوره نمیخوره برو نمیخوره برشو برو نمیخوره برشو برو اصلا نمیشه چه نمیشه
من بیام بدم
نه بزن چه قاشق بزن توی نه بیش اینجا بیاره دارم واسه میکنم یاد نزن غذا رو میخورم غذا رو کاری ندارم بزن تو قاشقت بخور
Some stakeholders are suggesting Baywatch producers have used Queensland to push up the price.
اونجا باید بگی خواهد بخور نریزی
Strong word, the opposition says could damage Queensland's chances.
باشو برو لباسه شما نکندی بدو بدو
Challenge the Gold Coast for talks tomorrow morning. Mayor Gary Belden refusing to lose hope.
چه صحبت کاری میکنم من نمیخوره روز معنی
This time he wants it in writing.
دیگه چیزی نداره
Mr. Nevis, 10 News.
نه شما نداره نه بیا خودت بگی نه بگی خودت شما نداره
ریس کن نه چه بعد اصلا
امین و امید میرم اونجا غذاشونو میدم میخورم میگن thank you ماما صدری
I am sorry that it ever happened. I'm sorry
that
the children we removed. Mr. Worthy, awarded an Order of Australian Medal, was the Commonwealth officer in charge. Were those children properly looked after? Answer no. He's broken the official silence about the appalling conditions of
این کسایی که نکن بشین قشنگ بخور
بشین ببین خودت بیا بخور باشو ببر بخور اینو بخور اینو بخور
آریان
نه میخوره
دارم بایدم تو توالت
نه
بدش بذار خودش بخور داره منش کندی بودو که بدانه بودو
راه بریم نمیخوام تو راه برم نه که تو خیابون ماشین میزنم
پسرم گشنه بوده
مریم میده
گشنه بوده
نه من خور بس من به نالی
اینم بخور برو اینم بخور دست اونا برق میره برق میگیرده دهم با
آخرش دیگه بخور
توتی دهم با کن توتی چشم هم بذاریم چشم
نمیخورم این راه بریم
تو که به حرف من نمی کنی گفتم اینو بخور تموم بشه بریم راه بریم
بریم راه بریم
ما اینجا ماما صدی من نمیدید دماغشون چیپه نمیتونن سرما خوردن چیزای علکی میگی
اینو بخور
بریم راه بریم
سرم درد
بریم راه بریم اون امو مسعوده
آخه خدا آره نه بخوری به قابه اونم یفترتون بالا
دوماته آکو
قابه عکس
قاب
بله قاب
من
بس دیگه دست دست خودتون
دست خودتون کردن چکار دست خودت
نخورده همه رو ریخت نگاه کن
ماستی خورده
نه
زورتاتو
نه
بستی خور
هیچی همه رو گذاشتم اینم گری